Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate.
The very one. Though it is far from any mere container, I assure you. I am detecting powerful emanations from inside. If this is a sign of what Hydra is after, I fear we are all in grave danger.
My offer still stands. I could fly the thing up and nuke it in orbit. Only way to be sure.
Or we could open it, Tony, and perhaps use the mystical energies I sense inside to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard a "we" in there. Green goopy gamma serums are one thing. I'm not opening boxes full of mummy curses.
You don't have to. Hunter, if you'll allow me.
Your second funeral, boss.
Of course. Grave danger means they have good stuff. Doesn't mean that the stuff is dangerous for us.
Whatever artifact is inside, it's better off in our hands.
I don't have a gift for you. I hope you don't mind. No, I'll wait, because I know they have meditation ones coming up.
If Hydra is now working to acquire mystical antiquities, then our situation is very dire indeed. We need to find a way to gain the upper hand.
And you think you can do it with whatever is in the container?
Tony has one of the greatest scientific minds that I've ever seen. I, of course, have an unparalleled understanding of the mystic arts. I have no doubt that we can find a way to research whatever we find in there and have it work in our favor. I just wonder what it could be.
Well, yeah.
I hope the two of you create something powerful. I want to stop Lilith quickly and decisively.
As I said, I'm sure it can help us. I just need to convince Tony to set his ego aside. His discomfort with the esoteric nature of the arcane might be a problem.
But Tony's eccentricities aside, I know you can make this work.
Right now, with the sanctum out of my reach, I'm fighting with one hand tied behind my back. Metaphorically, that is. If I can find items to research, I can give the Midnight Suns every possible advantage over Lilith and her disciples.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too, Hunter. Now, all this talk is going nowhere unless we can get this container open and study what's inside. Approach the anvil, Hunter. We do not have time to spare.
Oh boy, okay. Seems urgent.
Oh, and I was just about to binge-watch my stories.
I didn't give them
If it were up
yet.
to Tony, you'd probably be stuffing that item into some machine right about now. Very impersonal.
Studying artifacts unlocks more powerful research projects at the Forge and generates significant resources for use in ability upgrades and crafting. So whenever we bring these, we stand to unlock more and more research, which will give us great stuff. Okay, are you ready?
I'm not expecting any difficulties with this one. By the hoary hosts of Agatha, I can hardly believe it.
What? Is it worse than you expected?
No, it's totally unexpected. It's the Eternity Dagger. This was in a place of honor in my bedchamber in the Sanctum for years. The Sanctum Sanctorum is no common domicile to be burglared. These barbarians have no idea what they possessed.
Or perhaps they did. Maybe these artifacts are exactly what Faustus and my mother were after to begin with.
A distressing thought. If they had my dagger, then who knows what others of my priceless possessions have passed through their greedy fingers. The cube of nothingness. The tear of Profia, and most worrisome of all.
Your toothbrush? You, had a little coffee thing going on this morning with your breath?
Oh, Tony.
Oh, so do
Sorry.
you, dork.
Doc's right, Hunter. I drank 3 glasses of holy water just to walk through the Sanctum's front door. Place is like a doomsday vault for all sorts of supernatural nastiness. We need to put a lid on this mess. Pronto.
I believe Carol is already working on it.
At last. Now that this artifact has been returned to its proper owner, we shall see if we can make use of the mystic forces contained within.
No, you won't. You're gonna give it to me, and I'm going to...
Fascinating. This artifact is mundane in every conceivable way.
And at some point I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it and offer it up to the gods.
It's for...
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed something. Okay, so research projects. Now, we have a lot of great stuff that's unlocked so far. Way of the Fang will let us shove heroes, shove enemies into enemies or objects. We're not there yet that we could shove it into a hero and not get injured. When we upgrade to that, we'll be able to knock it into a hero and another hero will hit him at the other end. We're not there yet, but just even to shove is good. War games is what we want because that means we could have an additional choice in our gamma coil. And of course, starting combat items, great stuff. We're going to start with this, so the next time we do gamma coil, this will be out already, and then we'll get to do 2 gamma coils, each with more stuff to choose from.
An intriguing possibility.
So tomorrow morning, that'll be ready. And then we'll install it. So we're not doing gamma coil analysis today just
Hey, Hunter,
yet.
got a sec to spare?
Oh, okay. Oh, look what we've got. We've got something from, on Superlink. Okay, it is saying... Mysterious green pillars of light in Alabama send thousands to the hospital with retinal damage. Northwind Observatory spokesperson Padraig E. Kors, I have no idea if this is a joke or something, stated, though similar to an aura, observations through our gamma scope suggest an altogether different kind of phenomenon. Sounds like the Lilith kind. Dude, it says they were stuck there for hours and frozen in place. Couldn't blink, couldn't move. How the hell does that happen? If my estimations are correct, those green pillars are a natural reaction to a localized shift of mystical power. I suspect those who froze in place are more attuned to it than others. Like moths to a flame, did you pass that on to the Northwind Observatory? I am no longer allowed to contact them. Go on. Also, how do I make a frog drinks tea icon? They denied multiple requests to scour the heavens for any bubbling over from the dark dimension, declared them frivolous. The Sorcerer Supreme? Frivolous? I think not. Oh, okay. So, let's talk to Robbie. He's nearby. Yo, Robbie, what's up?
You moving into the forge, Hunter? You've been here more in the past few days than I have since ever. The forge is pretty badass, but the creature trapped inside riles up my own inner demon. Speaking of, there's something you should know about me.
You are bonded with the spirit of vengeance?
Damn, you're good. How could you tell?
You are not the first spirit of vengeance to join the Midnight Suns. I fought beside another just a few days... 3 centuries ago.
Oh man, sometimes when I have crap to work through, I like to get my blood pumping. Why don't we hit the yard for a sparring session? I know Sparky's excited to meet you.
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is something you'd see written on a symbol, but with like 12 apostrophes. Also, he's not allowed inside after the incident with Caretaker Sumerian sofa.
It would be my honor to spar with a spirit of vengeance.
Wow, he's real excited. Never thought he'd get bouncy, but here we are. Okay, let's do this. I'll get Blake to set things up. Won't take a minute.
I will head to the yard. When you and Sparky trade places, what does he look like?
He's the guy with the flaming metal skull and hellfire chains. Kinda hard to miss.
Okay, let's go spar with Ghost Rider. Sparky! I'm gonna take the scenic route because there might be some essence to snap up, or... Oh, there we go. And you know...
Ready to get your burn on?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Training
There's,
with Ghost Rider.
there's something I gotta do first.
Spirits of vengeance train the hardest.
Good girl, Charlie.
Oh, she's so sweet. Alright.
Bad guys better start running.
Alright. Rewards for
Caretaker
next
could have at least left me a chair.
Rewards for next level, vaulting training.
Like playing with fire.
Every day the hunter can choose a new partner to spar with, resulting in increased friendship and unique rewards. We're gonna get a combat bonus for Ghost Rider, training experience for the next level, and cost 12 credits. I think we can afford it.
Maybe you should be the spirit of vengeance.
Gain a strengthen and mission start. Okay, so his
Hunter,
stuff
report
will
to the
hit
war room. We've got a mission.
Oh, okay. I'll go look first and see if there's any free gifts lying around, because we don't have a gift shop yet. Maybe when we get into the library we'll be able to do something.
Hey.
Hi there. Hello, Auntie.
Heads up, Hunter.
You called for me, Captain?
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony's finally starting to get a handle on his gremlin problem, I've been able to put Central to good use. Got a lead on some particularly gnarly Hydra operations happening in the city, but we need to move fast if we want to intercept them in time.
Then let us get going.
My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper, Magic.
Lost?
Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic...
There is no passage to New York, or anywhere for that matter.
Now you see my problem.
Uh-huh.
Do not worry, Captain. I will locate and alert her of the team's needs.
There's that can-do, get-it-done, old-timey prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was hoping to see today. Still, you better hurry. Not sure how long Hydra will remain in their current position.
Then I shall make haste.
Yes, you hasten as much as you can, Hunter.
Now, Ileana always benefits from dark answers. I mean, you could say something rough to her and she'll go, "You know what I like about you, Hunter? You're direct." And then you get friend points. So, she's in Wanda's room.
Well met.
This room belonged to the Scarlet Witch, did it not?
Wanda. It belongs to Wanda. Let me guess. You are to ask me to do the one thing the others value me for. Opening their precious portal. Well, I am in the middle of something. Come back later.
It is never easy to lose a comrade. I know this too well.
We did not lose Wanda. We let her go. Before any of this started. Wanda's first grimoire. Agatha gave it to her when she was teaching her witchcraft, the dark arts. She was trying to help Wanda control her powers. She would never let me read it. So now I read it.
That is no child's book. Lose focus for 1 second and be lost completely within its pages. Let me guide you through it.
You do not own the darkness, Hunter. I was also raised within it. So much so I barely remember a time without it. And now Wanda has this in common with us too. I know what she's going through. To come face to face with true evil itself. To be dragged to some hell dimension so hot that your soul is scorched black. Your heart so filled with soot that it chokes out all the bright parts of you. Until you are just a dark thing of smoke and ash. I cannot let such a fate happen to her.
Well...
Then put the damn book down and help me get her back.
You are nothing if not direct. Not to mention unrelenting. I can respect that. And perhaps you are not entirely incorrect. Okay, I will open your damn portal. It is times such as this that I wish someone else here could drill holes through space and time. Perhaps Doctor Strange should spend less time tinkering with Tony Stark in the Forge and focus more on his magic. No matter. I will be there when you are ready, Hunter. Goodbye.
Okay. It's easier this way. It's faster. It's more direct.
Hunter? I take it you found our gatekeeper. Then let me explain what's going on. When Hydra isn't preoccupied with world-ending scenarios, they spend a lot of their free time terrorizing the citizens of New York through various low-level operations. It's fairly routine stuff for heroes these days, and worst case, we'll still get some fresh intel in the process. Why don't you check the mirror table and see what we've got on our plate?
Well, we don't have much choice at this level. They're hinting this is a side mission, but we really can't do much with it on our own. We just have to follow the directions. So it's a mission, stop a Hydra helicopter, and it requires Captain Marvel, and it's going to tell you you should bring Ghost Rider. Which I like anyway. I like to build him up. Hold on. I like that for him, actually. Is it better than what he usually does? It's a bit on the gold side. Let's give him that for now, the default one. Now let's do this. See, it's gonna act like a story mission with us talking on the way, all that stuff.
I did the math. It would actually be faster for me to fly.
So what is stopping you?
The shockwave would shatter most of the glass in my approach path.
Ah, that is not good.
Yeah, I tried.
Step through portal.
I usually don't get any of that.
We're sending you straight to the coordinates Captain Marvel identified in New York. Dr. Banner has confirmed that the gamma signatures in the area match those of Faustus's weapon. We need to recover whatever intel we can if we're going to find out exactly what's going on down there.
So, basically, you're not going to see a trip through limbo when you do a side mission. It usually just goes from the walk that you saw first before our little talk, and then goes right to this part. Okay, we gotta take that out. Not too bad. Disable Hydra helicopter before it can depart. Target the helicopter with attacks to disable it before time runs out. Bonus mission cards. Certain enemies will grant powerful cards when KO'd. Highlight an enemy with the cursor to see which card they will grant. It's more fun later on in the game when the first one is free.
Looks like Captain Marvel was right on the...
Heroes. A single world-ending calamity is never enough to satiate your appetite for destruction. You insist on meddling further, forcing our hand yet again.
Oh, that's just lovely. Faustus has a radio. I'm assuming whatever Hydra is attempting to flee with on that chopper is our target. I suggest we stop it and see for ourselves.
Okay, so that thing's 84. All right.
It is the least I can do.
Okay. Quick enough, right?
You had your chance to escape.
Now we gotta finish them off.
That should keep them grounded. Now let's get everything back to the Abbey for analysis.
Such arrogance. Our brave soldiers will never allow you.
Oh, shut up already. Take them down.
Okay. What do we have here? What's left? We got this goon. We got that goon. None of the goons are near something to throw at them. I don't like this guy at all. He hits harder than anyone, so I would be inclined to...
Vengeance is
Yeah, good. Takes a good chunk out of him.
I saw a move like that
And we
once,
get cards.
centuries ago.
Yay! Holy Spock. Quick. How many people are after me? Well, some are after him, so I'm inclined. What's this guy? 45? That. Well, they're free, so... Take one out. And smack them good.
I feel more like myself every day.
Okay, so... Two of them want to go after me, and I could go concealed, so why not do that? Take him out. Robbie won't get attacked. And I'm gone.
Weak, even for Hydra.
I even have 2 card plays. Do you know what? We can do something with that. As long as somebody else does it, and not me, I don't lose my place. Okay, so these guys won't attack, because they don't see me.
forever in service.
Hostile reinforcements inbound.
Lilin dogs.
No change in plans?
Shadowhounds always have a pack mentality. The Shadowhounds fight as a pack, every one of them targeting the same hero. If you taunt a Shadowhound, it will taunt all of them.
You don't even know what it is you're pursuing. The Gamma Disruptor you so narrowly escaped with in our last encounter was only the beginning.
Show yourself to me, Faustus, and I will open more than your eyes.
Such ferocious spirit. You truly are your mother's child, Hunter.
Only the innocent are spared.
So that's how that works.
Ghost Rider has the Souls meter. When he KOs a number of enemies and fills the Souls meter, he will draw a copy of Drained Souls. That's one of the ways he recovers his health. Increase friendship with Ghost Rider to improve the passive. Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't need here. Well, he could use something like that, but... Okay, I'll humor it.
Suffer.
That leaves one, right?
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Just making sure. We've got one guy and then we can go home, right? So what he is, 30?
Make way for vengeance! You understand pain.
Well done. Seems like that's the last of them.
Last. There are more heads to the Hydra than you will ever comprehend, heroes. This is a minor setback at most.
Well, at least we don't have to listen to you any longer today. I consider that alone a victory.
Weirdos.
Well done. If Hydra wasn't paying attention before, they are now. Stay sharp.
I sense something. Something else is out there. Ooh.
Count on it.
Ooh, looks like Sabretooth. It's not that much of a surprise if you know your heroes. That's definitely Sabretooth. And villains. Okay, so we did it in 2 turns. I think we can go to Heroic 3. Okay, so we're on the Heroic 3 now. We got a Gamma Coil for the next day once we install the upgrade. And we have an Intel Cache, which means our heroes will be able to go on solo missions, like day trips to Manhattan or whatever, and come back and we can give them solo portrait shots that we could put in pictures. Yay, yay, yay. Come on, dark me. Better. Then from there we can take care of everything. Let's see now. We got a faux text. Got a stinger. Heroes. What are we gonna do with my heroes? There. Now we can do this. Okay. I think folding arms might not be a bad idea. Okay. I can work with that. Yeah. Something else for picture frames. Yes, for that purpose, it allows the next story mission to unlock for us. Now, there's a lot to do this evening. I know that we're supposed to meet Agatha in the library. Of course, we have to open the library. It's closed. I understand from various characters so far that they have been reading from the library. So what changed? Well... Okay, mission rewards are tied to hero level, so as the hunter gains levels in combat, the rewards offered on future missions will improve. Don't worry about leveling every hero. As the hunter's level increases, any weaker heroes will automatically level up so they don't fall far behind. At higher difficulty levels, all heroes level up faster, granting access to higher rarities rewards sooner. By the way, what kind of night is this right now? New moon. Okay, good to know.
Feeling a chill, Magic?
You could say that. I've been staring at the night sky trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
You're observant, Hunter. You tell me.
I'm not a mind reader, Magic. Speak plain.
You know, Hunter, one of the things I like about you is your intolerance for bull, even from me.
Stop speaking in riddles and just tell me what is on your mind.
It is not what's on my mind I'm worried about.
What worries you then?
When I was holding the trans-dimensional door for you back there, I sensed something was at the docks with you. Something dark and familiar.
What did you see, Ileana?
I did not see, I said. I sensed something there. But that's not the only thing I sensed today.
Oh?
Something has shifted in Limbo, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. All I know is that whatever is happening is also strangely familiar to me. And when all you knew was darkness and despair growing up, that warm, fuzzy feeling of familiarity is not just a warning sign, but an alarm bell.
Ah.
I know what you mean. Danger is something I am a little too comfortable with myself. Reminds me of my mother. There is almost a comfort in it.
Yes, you understand. Not many can.
Better the devil you know.
I'd like to be left to my thoughts now, Hunter. I still have a lot of thinking to do, while I try to make sense of what I felt at the docks and the energetic shifts that ripple through Limbo. I will let you know if I do.
Now it looks like tonight might be friendship night, because I see a little heart on the side. That means hangouts, but I wasn't expecting to do hangouts. First of all, this is a friendship I'm always happy to have.
You have not set anything on fire today, have you?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Hangouts. A few heroes are available to hang out with. The Hunter in the common room. Engage in a hangout to grow Hunter's friendship with a hero of your choice. Well, one of 4. I'm just going to see if there's any, like, free gifts anywhere I can swipe from a desk or on the floor or something. That's kind of important. These are not usually open at night, by the way. But I'm going to kind of do a side sweep and go this way, because I mostly find them here. And I know we gave a picture frame already to Nico, but they tend to be more commonly available. Yes! We got a vase. Okay, so we got a gift that we can... You know, I like to have something in hand, so who wants to hang out with me? I see... Hey. Hi. It's usually the people that you've been hanging out with, but also notice we also have Wanda. So over here you've got these guys hanging out.
Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh.
Now I like also kind of scooting by the ones we went out with, so I'm gonna see their comments about the fight today.
Whenever we foil Hydra's plans, an angel gets its wings.
She's too busy reading.
Faustus is cursing our names right about now.
So... Oh, what you got? Well, it depends on what they have. He likes fishing, so I don't mind doing fishing. He loves video games and fishing. And I guess he's gonna get a vase for 1 point, because that's all we've got right now. Fishing at night is okay.
Robbie, what was most important to you before you were pulled into this life?
Same thing as after. My little brother Gabe. He may be on the other side of the country, but he's what keeps me going.
Gabe must be proud of his big brother.
Yeah, he is. Oh, you mean for what we're doing here? Nah, he doesn't know that part of my life.
Are you ever going to tell him?
I don't know. Maybe one day? For now, he just needs Robbie in his life.
He is a lucky kid.
Thanks, Hunter.
Ta-da! We got a boss. So, it's cool. It's 1 point, but it's something.
Wish we could do this all day.
And I know he's gonna want to fry up the fish at some point. He's a good guy with that. He likes fish. He likes making carne asada, which I think is really cool. I'd like to see what he does with it.
We're ending their war. It's a slow burn, but we'll get there.
Oh, I didn't realize that Eddie Brock liked to play video games. I know Peter and
What's up, Hunter?
usually Peter and Robbie play video games a lot.
You feeling all right?
Oh yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna go sneak over here and open this, because I really want to open this, and you don't have to know this, but I have an appointment with a certain spirit.
I'm glad to see you're getting comfortable with the words of power, Hunter. If you're going to continue our little investigation of the Abbey, they'll be vital to your success.
Investigation?
A side project, but a potentially transformative one. With my blessing, Wanda was working to uncover what may be the most powerful.
Just what in the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Standing in the library?
I've given you free rein so you could get back on your feet, but I never thought you'd pull something like this.
What is it you think I am doing, exactly?
Don't be coy. It does not suit you. I told you how hard it's been since we lost Agatha. Instead of letting it rest, you decide to reopen the wound?
Oh, Sarah. I never thought of this place like that.
Of course you didn't. And now it's done. Why should I ever stand in your way?
Thank you. Don't stand in my way.
That anger wasn't meant for you, dear. You know that, right? Don't hold it against Sarah.
She may try to mask her feelings, but you know she is struggling with what happened. Why are you hiding from her?
For most people, the captivating relationships of their lives are formed over a matter of days and years. Sarah and I spent centuries together exploring this world, fighting the darkness, watching cities and even nations form and then crumble. And yet we persevered together.
You still have not answered my question.
It may be difficult to understand, but she needs this time. Sending Wanda away, sealing the library, that elaborate memorial she conjured up, she didn't waste any time trying to bury what happened.
You are right. I do not understand.
It isn't up to me to reveal myself. It's up to her to accept what happened and allow herself to grieve. When that happens, we'll see each other again, but not before.
I trust you will do what is right for Sarah. So, what is it you are looking at here?
Yes, we should get back to the real reason I asked you to meet me here. Wanda's journal. The Abbey Grounds have a great deal of history. Many of its secrets remain hidden, even after all this time.
Even to you?
Even to me. Wanda had taken to exploring the grounds in search of a strange energy we both sensed. Knowing that Sarah had no intention of waking you to investigate, Wanda felt it was up to her to take your place. Of course, being the clever girl that she is, her notes are written in an ancient Transian cipher that I've only just begun to understand. Have a look at the first entry.
Okay. Do that. Give me a moment. By the way, watch for the Wendigo Everbloom to show up every now and then. There's a faded journal page. Alright. And this is Caretaker's journal, June 3rd, 1710. My appreciation and adoration for Agatha has left me vulnerable to feelings I have not known for centuries. I want her by my side, and I wish for her to join me for what we will be facing in the coming years, though I admit it may be selfish of me to share these risks. I find myself in the very position I once criticized and judged Lilith for, and it brings me shame. As blood descendants, we were not meant to bring children into this world or love another as she did, as I love Agatha. Was I wrong to judge Lilith so harshly? Or am I wrong now? It's hard to face. I've found myself wanting to be with Agatha just as Lilith felt with Gregor and their child. To have a family, to love and be loved by another. I guess that's just the way it is. There's a few things to read before we get to in Wanda's journal. Okay, Trapped. February 18, 1692. That's during the witch hunts. All went black. The collapse snuffed out the little bit of light that shone from the moon above. We were trapped, our only way out, buried beneath scores of rock. There were no other passages out, and we had no tools with which to dig. Our sanctuary had become our tomb. We had so little with us. Only scant bits of bread and a little water. It would not last long, maybe a week at best. It would have been a kinder death to have stood before the hanging tree and made our peace before the Almighty Himself. Mythica Zoologica, The Wild Hunt. Though the occurrence of the phenomenon is widely overreported, there are still well-documented cases of the wild hunt occurring in modern times. If one wishes to hear the hounds of Anwen, I don't know how to pronounce it, as they course overhead, areas of historic suffering are always an excellent place to start. And as to look upon them is to look upon death itself. Best to wait until Selenian illumination is at its lowest point. There's a typo. And Selenian refers to the moon, just for those not familiar. Alright. Okay, Hidden Veil of Gods and Man, Volume 2. Excerpt from page 361. Representing raw fury and strength, Set was the first of the elders to turn on his fellow gods and consume them. With each god, I think they meant swallowed, I don't think it's shallowed. Set's power grew to unmatched proportions, with the remaining gods forced to seek refuge elsewhere in the universe. Oshtor took to the stars, while Gaia embedded herself within the earth and created sanctuary for the earth's inhabitants by sealing the world from both Set and Chthon's influence. This is a lot of interesting...
Hello.
Hi, backstory. Okay. The World According to Loki, by Loki, true ruler of the 10 realms. Alright. Someone of my background and skill set must find interesting ways to pass nearly infinite stretches of boredom. To be blunt, I do seek power and conquest, as many have alluded to in the past, but I also seek out my own forms of entertainment. This, I believe, adds the spice of life to many of these so-called heroes' rather dull existence. It's quite easy to do what you are told. Follow orders, stay in line, do not oppress the weak, blah blah blah. Where is the challenge there? Imagine my dear brother Thor's adolescence without the occasional giant spider manifestation to create chaos and liven things up a bit. Without my contributions, his younger years would have been a never-ending series of training exercises while listening to our father ramble on for all of eternity. I like to think that Thor welcomed the occasional serpent attack on the city of Asgard. Moments like those give him a chance to show off and flex those meathead muscles of his. Without me, he would be on his own searching out trouble. I merely bring it right to his front door so he can play hero. However, there were times that he was not quite thrilled when I took what I considered to be exciting and unique creative liberties. I do not think he especially liked being turned into a frog, or a woman for that matter. He did have fun. We did have fun, didn't we, dear brother? Well, at least I did. Oh, there's one more place to look. It acts like I've been here before. Yep, same thing as in the other one. That's got to be a bug. Alright, so let's take a look at hers. Wanda's journal. Excerpt from Wanda's journal. Agatha's altar. I have to restore what I've taken from the altar. The damage I've done can only be reversed when all the elemental rods have been returned. Well, just so happens.
I'm sure it still seems a bit cryptic, but Wanda was definitely onto something. If you remember my altar, that's where she was conducting her experiments.
An investigation that involves experiments? Why do I feel like you are going to get me into trouble?
Since when has that ever stopped you? Let's meet out at the altar. I'll try to do a better job of explaining from there. Charlie will show you the way if you've forgotten.
Well, I haven't forgotten, but I don't mind going with Charlie. Charlie's my little doggy. Of course I'll go with Charlie. Come on, Charlie, let's go. Good, Charlie.
Like most things on the grounds here, there's more to this place than meets the eye. Do you remember the words I taught you as a child?
Oh, do I gotta?
Are you going to make me say it?
Humor an old, dead woman.
Ugh. Hocus pocus.
You haven't lost your touch, dear. The words may be simple, but these plinths won't appear for just anyone. Each represents one of the basic elements, their power activated only by the elemental rods they would normally be holding.
And where are the elemental rods now?
Scattered to the wind, unfortunately. A side effect of Wanda's experiments here.
No, not really.
Let me guess.
That's right. I want you to find the missing rods and return them here. Hopefully, as I decipher Wanda's journal, her notes will aid in the search.
But you have not actually told me what the greater purpose is here. What are we doing this for?
All in good time, dear. After what happened with Wanda, I'd rather you take things slowly. In fact, I don't want you overthinking this little project. There's no rush, and you don't have to help if you don't feel like it. But there is one more thing before I head back to the library.
Ooh!
An arcane key.
Just a little something. A token for your efforts so far. The key can be used to open that chest nearby.
Oh, really?
Like so many other
common
oddities
chest?
around here, those chests tend to appear before those who deserve them most. Make yourself that person.
That seems intentionally vague.
It's more fun that way, isn't it? I'll be in the library working on the translations if you need me, dear. Good luck.
Oh. Yeah, that's nice, but I wanted to put these on. Okay. This looks like water.
The old magic still holds.
I don't know what this is. Maybe air?
So what was Wanda up to here?
This I know is... That's fire, so this gotta be... Oh, they have the little symbols on the bottom. How nice. That's fire. No, that's not fire, that's earth.
Only one more to go.
So you have a triangle. Isn't it funny how the symbol for fire is also what they used in labels when they give instructions on how to wash clothes?
There. Finished.
And that's how you get your moon seal for the next challenge.
The moon seals are ancient talismans of the old gods. And in your case, they are the keys to unlocking an even greater gift.
Is that why Wanda was here? In pursuit of this gift?
Just as we started with you as a child, I allowed Wanda to experiment here, with the hope of focusing her powers through training in basic elemental magic.
But that is not what happened.
Wanda's connection to the old gods, to Chthon, was not the same as yours. She isn't descended from the blood, and the trials weren't meant for her.
But you knew this before she started?
I did. And you should understand that I regret not putting a stop to her efforts sooner.
Then what really happened here?
When Wanda tried to use this moon seal to access the next trial, the Bloodgate didn't open, but the seal's power did have an effect. She had visions, both terrible and somehow alluring at the same time. What started as idle curiosity became a compulsion for her.
And now I am on the same path. So where is the next Bloodgate?
Beyond the Standing Stones, if memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt you'll have any trouble finding it.
Okay, so you want to be... I don't mind using the arcane key, I just don't want to waste using it on a common chest. So, if you don't mind, I will use it for somewhere else. Who else is trying to contact me? Oh, it says that Agatha wants to contact me. I think it's just to repeat stuff. She'll be at the other one. Now, exploring the Abbey Grounds from this point on is optional. It can be done at any time without regard to the main story. When you're ready to return to your quarters and go to sleep each night to start the next day. Alright, I'm good. Now, most of the heroes, after a hangout, usually go to sleep. On rare occasions, like now, you've got a couple up after hours. So what does that mean here for us? Look at that new moon. Yeah, but I want to go to... Oh, you know what? I want to do it in the library. There's an epic chest in the library. It's got to be better. There we go. Okay. Well, I did get credits at least. And you know what? I'm going to be right back, so don't mind me. I'm going to I'm gonna go quickly to the stone terrace. The standing stones is the best place to go. And I will be right back. See where that beacon is? That is our objective. Can we make it? Maybe? Maybe this time with 3 stars? I hope so. Okay, now let's head over there. You could already see it there, the glow of the gate. Let's do it. It's that easy. Eligible? I don't know. How many times did we level up yet?
The second blood gate. I should warn you, Hunter. You may find the trial ahead more difficult than I originally let on. The gods will push you harder, and you might very well fail.
And if I do?
You dust yourself off and you get back in there. Or you train, rethink your approach, and come back later, when you feel ready.
And what if I am hurt? Or worse still, what if something happened to Charlie?
Neither of you will be harmed, dear. That's not what this is about. The Elder Gods want to see what you're made of, but they're not out to get you. Well, except Chthon, but you already knew that.
Yes.
Then I should make an attempt while I am here.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Just enjoy yourself. You're the only one getting an opportunity like this.
I will do my best.
Oh, and Hunter, I should mention, you'll only be able to make 1 attempt at the trials per night. Even the old gods grow weary of their children eventually. Good luck.
So, my only regret is that we have not seen an upgrade to Charlie's abilities, because when you pet her enough, you will get her, she will jump for joy when she barks. That means that an ability has upgraded. Okay, it does want you to be player 8, and we may fail, because it's going to have some higher level enemies in it. But maybe we're clever. Note also that usually there are also combat items by this time, so there are a lot of little perks that you can get. As for modifications, we've got that. So let's do it. We might lose, but we might win. We'll find out. Let's see what we face. We have upgraded abilities, but like I said, we don't have combat items to take advantage of. The dog doesn't have anything, and eventually she gets knocked back on her bites. She doesn't have that. So let's go. Defeat 16 Lilin within 4 turns to complete the trial.
When many of the elder gods were corrupted and became what we would call demons, the god Atum, born from Gaia herself, was set upon our world to slay us. In that sense, the two of you have had a shared purpose. Fight well, Hunter, and he may just honor you with his blessing.
I wish we had a howl so we can keep it going. We don't have to keep it going right now. But let's see. Okay, that's one less in the way. Rats. Okay, so 393, 393. Not too worried about that.
Your fate is sealed. You were too weak for this fight.
Lilin Guardian, enraged. Take special care when attacking Lilin. Lilin Guardians, as damaging their health, will also apply a taunt. This means the last hero to attack the Guardian will be the one attacked on the enemy turn. Oh, but you know what? I cleared it for this free card. Maybe take out the other one. I like it very much. Oh, okay. Still has some left in it, huh? Oh, that would be very clever. Rough. Well. Oh, we can't do that. We only have one card play left, and we want to use it over there. Thank you. Yeah, Hunter wants to do this. Okay.
Your mother abandons you. Now that was something.
Okay. He's not going to attack anybody, so let's do it.
Atum was unleashed and made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he became something of a monster himself. He even became known as the Demogorg, the God Eater.
If this is a cautionary tale, your timing could use some work. I am impressed. Leave some for the rest of us. Your time has come.
Wow, nice.
Feel my call.
Well, we need still 16 more. We can't take them all out. I know that's the weird thing about it, but it's true. Rough, rough.
Lilith must really want me out of the picture.
The Elder Gods are clearly aware of Lilith's efforts. These beasts may look like her children, but they're only illusions meant to test your skills.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. Their time is short.
That's so nice. That's a lot of new cards, friends.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
And one for my doggy.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
And we got 17. Ta-da!
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And live targets, too.
I am impressed. All who serve Lilith will fight.
That's kind of like...
Return to your mother.
I kind of like this. The fact that since we all got all the plus stuff, that we could do that. And here's your honor. One more for you. Look at that. 121 on critical. Okay.
Now that was something.
Alright, so we finished. Survive 4 turns. Lots and lots of
If that doesn't make an impression on Autumn, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter.
Well, she said a tomb earlier. I can call it autumn. That's more like it. That's what I want to see. Okay, so let's make a nice picture of the two of us together that we could put on the wall, maybe in Caretaker's room. An unlikely trio. Likely story. Okay, so let's do Doggy first to make sure Doggy's in a good place. Come on, my dog's not that big. Jeez. Kind of like that. I think we're good with what we have. Anyway, that wasn't so bad, was it? That means we get to open up more areas of the Abbey. Very valuable. At this point, you have a choice of continuing with me as we open up and head in other areas and gain more everything. Okay. See, we even used dark cards. I will never remove Mindbender from my stuff, ever. It's great stuff. It's a great card, and I don't care about alliances. That's always going to be in my deck no matter what, light or dark. The Word of Power, calling on Atom, allows you to reveal all manner of mysteries hidden from view. These may be long-forgotten structures or events that cannot be detected with the naked eye.
With Atum's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
Okay. But first, there is a journal page. Ah, it's from Wanda's journal, March 24th, 2020. Got it. Everything's been in sequence, by the way, for her. I don't belong here. I felt it before, and before I even stepped foot inside. I think she meant set foot. It's like a complete rejection of who I am. Like Atom himself is here pushing back against me. I'll try again another time, but today it feels so hopeless. I can't tell Agatha about this. I know she's counting on me. Everyone else is too. It's so much pressure, but I won't let them down. I can't. Alright. You know, as long as we get those, the more we get those, more chance we have. So anything that needs a bridge needing completion, this is what this does.
Autumn reveals all.
I don't think this one actually has a chest in it, but it does take you to another area, and this is where we discover Shaw's Church. This is where you start seeing moon flowers and death caps. And yeah, you can complete this.
The son of Gaia approves.
Now I'm going to do is, there's a lot to open up here. So I'm going to start with the immediate area. Actually, you know what? Didn't mean that.
The gods are fickle.
Yeah, I know, my bad. Everybody's asleep over here. Now, there's one thing I did not do, and I'm going to do that now. Back here in the chapel, is a sequence.
Curious.
That is related and relevant. So in this run, I'm going to mark it in the back of a paper. It's not hard to make those symbols. So now we're going to go back to... Yeah, because I know what to do here. I'm going to go back to... Standing Stones. And I'm going to reveal...
Autumn, show me the way.
Now, what do we do with this? Well, the first one in the sequence is over there. The second one in the sequence is over there. The third one in the sequence, really? In order? Well, almost in order. How about that? And then this is the last one. And that's the first of them. There are 3 places that have glyphs. And that's going to be what solves the whole thing. Getting all 3 and solving it. Now, what else? What else? What else? What else? This is the kind of thing a key would show up.
He sees the path.
So I know we get a whole gob of keys. At the same time, we're going to get a whole mob of arcane experience, and then fairly quickly we won't have to use any keys on the common chests. And I like that. Okay, what else? Not far from here. You know what? It's down underneath here.
Autumn be praised.
Oh, I see a tarot card too. Let's go grab that tarot card I just saw. The High Priestess. Okay, that's on my list of tarot cards to cross out. Aha. Jean Grey stands powerfully and summons flames from her palms, holding her stance and waiting for the next move. This card represents instinct and wisdom with a hint of mystery. That's not her usual power, that's her Dark Phoenix power. That was a big storyline at the time. Now, what else? What else? What else? There are lots of places, but we're gonna go open up. We've opened up the Abbey. Here's another book. Bespoke potions. Every recipe includes bitters, moderate hero essence, and greater healing salve. Expect a lot of reagents here. See over there? I don't know, we may actually start that mystery too tonight. I don't like waking somebody up, but he's going to be woken up for this. And hangout. A secluded overlook. Haven. Okay, before we... Whoa. Saw something. I thought I saw something. I'm mistaken. Okay, before we go on to Shaw's Church, let's kind of open things up over in this area. Now, there's going to be a while before we continue. But not too long, since we're not doing side missions. We're not doing extra side missions. It shouldn't take too long to get to the point where we can continue and get the other 2 words of power. But for now, it's going to be a little bit of break as various other things transpire in the story. Here's another mystery. So we've got our first moonflowers. Ah, the interrogation record of Margaret Adams. Let me get that going. Margaret Adams, crossed out. Suspended in an iron cage for several weeks, the unnatural longevity of the suspect revealed her true nature. Nothing else. There might be other things around. There's another, for those who like to hang out in near a cemetery, there's this haven, the Misty Clearing. And another tarot card, the Empress. Storm channels nature's power in the elements, harnessing a frightful storm with little effort. This card represents pleasure and prosperity and a strong natural influence. That's the Empress. Now there's probably more behind me, right? Ah, Celestial Brewing. The stars align, these potions can pack a punch, major attack essence, and an epic gift. We're not there yet.
He sees the path.
Okay, into the cemetery.
I see.
These are the Inquisitors, not the victims. The victims were hung over that so many in that tree that it broke the tree. We're also going to see a new reagent. The Deadly Nightshade is in this area. And this we don't have access to yet, but you can see that they're over there. There's something to reveal, and some large red flowers. Those are the corpse flowers. Mystery. And when you see that, obviously another word of power is going to deal with that. Surprised though we don't have any Deadly Nightshades in this spot. That's usually where they are.
Cathan's dark influence has tainted this well.
Guess what? Agatha's cottage is here.
The goddess of order approves.
Be a lot of stuff to read here. And here's a hangout. A haven, I should say. The Shady Hill. Caretaker's Journal, April 4th, 1701. Got it. Today I told the child of their mother. I tried to be gentle but clear. Agatha brought her warmth and comfort to the conversation, and I think she is the reason the child shed no tears. At 6 years old, it was time. We have defended the Abbey against Lilith and her Lilin, but soon enough she will grow stronger. We keep the secrets that we must, but the child must know what hides in the shadows of the world.
Agatha's house.
Fragments of raw earth, excerpt from page 211. Hematite is commonly used for grounding and stability. While the lodestone's magnetic qualities were meant to attract good fortune regarding love and relationships, meteorite, with its association with the celestial realm, can enhance astral projection and serve as an excellent amplifier for dream and spirit journeying. Faded journal page. Caretaker's Journal, November 14th, 1694. November 14th, 1694. Got it. This is not the Lilith that I know. This is not my sister. I witnessed her seal away that horrid preacher in a damp cave with an unbreakable ward. We could have healed the darkness of his heart, or provided him with a merciful death at the very least, to leave him to fester and slowly slip away into a painful death. I have never witnessed such cruelty from her, and now it seems she is nowhere to be found. I traced her to the gardens, perhaps to repent for what she had done, but it is as if she vanished. Cauldron manifest from Valkyrie. Agatha, Heimdall has aided me in the transfer of Loki's confiscated cauldron. It will be delivered to the location you marked on your letter. The same letter that found its way to Asgard and directly into Odin's hand. Your request caused a great deal of excitement, prompting Odin to appoint me to the newly formed position of Asgardian warrior clerk to arrange the transfer. I cannot think of a better way to utilize my abilities than to act as your delivery girl. Don't you think she was very happy about that? Next. Handbook of the Wilds. The Aztec revered the mushroom as the flesh of the gods, frequently serving them with honey and chocolate. Other species, such as the death cap, were quite poisonous when ingested. Scotch bonnet were known to grow naturally in a ring, like formations, sometimes referred to as fairy circles. See, that's the thing. That's a fairy ring. Scotch bonnet is the fairy ring, not these constructed, spiral of bricks in the ground. These were often thought to improve fertility and bring good fortune to relationships. We're not done. We've got an Everbloom Grimoire. This ancient book gives off a pleasant scent when opened under a waxing moon. Heroic to attack essence, heroic to skill essence, skill to attack essence, skill to heroic essence, attack to heroic essence, and attack to skill essence. Which is what I did at the end of my previous run, is I used the last of my reagents, and, well, how can I explain? Anyway, Caretaker's Journal, November 20th, 1694. Got that. Lilith returned to the Abbey several nights ago, clutching the babe. It was as if the illness had never touched her, and when I looked into her eyes, my sister was gone. Who or what remained, I did not recognize. She pleaded with me, on her hands and knees no less, but I could sense the magic of the Darkhold all over her. She's been cast out. The Abbey is sealed, and I find myself the caretaker of a child. Weathered note, our young hunter. Although I didn't know Lilith all that well, I should have imagined the hunter would be an energetic child given their lineage. While Sarah acts as the ever-vigilant stickler for order and reason, I become something of silent partner in crime for the hunter's hijinks around the Abbey. Of course, I would never interfere with their training or education, but someone has to encourage things like exploration and creativity. It would be nice if the hunter had someone their own age to spend time with. I'm not sure a couple of old witches make for the best companions to a child. Sometimes I have to remind Sarah that there's more at stake here than just training a powerful demon hunter. She means well, of course, and I know she loves the hunter as her own. Still, they're going to drive each other crazy at this rate. Maybe some kind of pet would help. Cauldron Manifest, page 2. Odin, I suspect, is quite entertained at this point. Knowing the history of Loki's cauldron and the destruction and turmoil that awaits you, I hope that this relic lives up to your expectations, and should they need a rise for another transfer, I hope to be caught up in various life and death struggles which require my attention. Agatha, I know you to enjoy a good challenge, and you shall have it with this wretched thing. Well, since there was some kind of accident with the cauldron that Wanda was upset about, that doesn't surprise me. So what do we have here? The World Tarot card. Uatu, the Watcher, is always lingering just beyond the world, observing and learning. This card represents accomplishment and becoming whole, along with reaching the finale of a chapter. The World. Yeah, that's usually the last one. That's usually number 21. it's 22 cards in all, so that makes sense, but the first card in the major arcana of a tarot deck starts with 0, so it still lines up in a way. Okay, we've got more things. We've got a book. Agatha's hastily written note. Troublesome alignments. I've been charting the celestial movements the past many months. Once the alignments have been properly calculated, I will gain a better understanding of the coming resurrection. As I get closer to narrowing the timelines, I have begun to pick up disturbances within the grounds of the Abbey. Current events have intensified as of late, and a low rumble can be felt emanating from Lilith's tomb. The journal page of Caretaker, January 2nd, 1695. Done. A witch appeared at the Abbey today. I cannot say from where she came, nor what it is she wants. But Agatha is a truly fascinating, gifted woman of great magical ability. She brought a basket of warm food with her, and despite myself, I couldn't turn her away, even if I had wanted to. She told me that she sensed the child of magic, and her heart drew her here. I think that I believe her, though I know that I have no reason to. Okay. So, what else can we discover here? Here's another book. Advanced Occult Transmutation. The Warnings and Safety chapter is half the book. Major Heroic Essence. Major Strength Tonic.
Autumn, show me the way.
Now here's another example of what you use reveal for. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a symbol. When you do that, it kind of completes a mystery when you use a key. Apply one marked to all non-minion enemies. So we have a nice combat bonus that we can take with us on our next mission. And on some nights, you can find a Wondergore Everbloom around here. Well, we're done in this area. We're going to have one more place in this spot before we move on to Hiram Shaw's. And Hiram Shaw's means that we're also going to have a major mystery there.
The son of God approves.
Beta journal page, Wanda's journal, April 9th. I've made a terrible mistake. My powers are growing stronger, and I'm losing control, but that isn't the worst of it. I went to the reflecting pool today to try to search for guidance, but Cathan, he heard me, and I felt a strange connection to him. I broke away as fast as I could, but it was like his powers channeled through me, and the ground grew cold and blackened beneath my feet. I thought that I could use what I've channeled from Hippus to push it back, but I am so tired. And Hippus is what we're gonna need to take care of that. Now we can't go far here, but there are a lot of unique things for us here to pick in this little spot, and they will be valuable for us. for conjurings, and yes, I did see something, but I also saw another. Be careful where you brew these potions. They will stink up your entire house. The Encyclopedia Decoctio, Major Skill Essence, and the Vial of Shadows. Vial of Shadows allows you to conceal. It's very useful. Now, I just saw a tarot card. The Emperor. Okay, that makes sense that the Empress's Storm and the Emperor's T'Challa. Emperor. Okay. T'Challa stands guard before the different regions he battled for the title of Black Panther. This card represents ambition and leadership and a protection over one's home. So we can't do any more until we gain more words of power, but we still can come on occasion here and pick. It's the only place we can get those reagents until things are unlocked. This area is usually full of deadly nightshades. In fact, we can't get over there, but we can go to the back entrance.
If it was here, Autumn would show me.
There we go.
Autumn reveals all.
And also, we can get more. Boy,
the goddess must be busy.
She must be picky, is what she is.
Blessings of the goddess.
Now, there's nothing we can do right now when they're corrupted like that. We can't. And we obviously don't have a moon seal yet for this. So we're not ready to take that. But that will come. Just give some time, and then we'll have access to things like that as well. And meanwhile, while we do this, there's going to be a spirit of Agatha here as well. That's going to be lingering and talking to us. Okay, Faded Journal page of the Hunter, March 20th, 1711. March 20th, 1711. Done. It feels almost as if Sarah and Agatha are running short of challenges to throw my direction. Have I truly changed so much that my power can no longer be satiated by these two spellcasters? No longer do I fear the darkness within me, or the light. I have conquered them both and embraced the many facets of my being, darkness and light, blood and human. And a haven. A secluded bridge. I see another deadly nightshade nearby. So do I have to go over here to trigger that Agatha? Because she would be lingering there, but she hasn't. So that's the other side of it, see? It's the symbol of Hippus. Okay, so that's good for now. Now this is going to take us back around to the bridge we were on. Take us back in that area with the death caps. Another big discovery. A lot of these things are going to be happening at one time as we progress. there'll be less time to linger since we're not doing so many side missions, so we want to make the most of this. This is going to be where there's going to be usually a Martha Richards. Interrogation record of Martha Richards. Okay, so we got 2 of them so far. This references a tree the villagers called the Life Taker. Its limbs held so many of the dead it needed to be fitted with iron supports. Martha Richards met her fate there. But usually there is a moonflowers usually grow here, but I reckon there might be a key for us too.
Autumn reveals all. Something terrible happened here.
Let's take care of this area. Wanda's Journal, April 4th, 2020. April 4th, 2020. Got it. What a strange place this is. So much terrible history and so much corruption. But the energy here draws me in. Maybe it longs to be cleansed of the evil of Hiram Shah. After all, this was once a place of peace and community before everything. I found a page of the journal from back then, written by Shaw himself. I almost thought the page could have some kind of bad energy, but it was just a piece of paper in the end. Although it's made me wonder about what I know to be true around here. I trust Caretaker and Agatha completely, but I'm starting to think that I don't know as much as they've led me to believe. The Weeders. Masterwork. Let me cross that off. The Weeders. My Masterworks list is alphabetical, at least. There's a picture somebody drew of the hanging tree. This is gonna get really creepy. Let's go to the other side. The glorification of the Royal Hungarian Saints. Okay. Done. Okay, now it's time to go in here and start our mystery, and our big mystery.
This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials. When the coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
They came all the way from Transia, with the Abbey, to help a group they had never met?
You may not believe it, but I'm sure you would have done the same. Isn't that why the Sons are here today? Aside from that, your mother and Sarah both saw the signs of Chthon's influence. They knew there was more happening in Salem than the persecution of witches.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World, just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondercore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. And the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
And we read what happened that Lilith had sealed him up. So there's all kinds of stuff. I think the rest is going to be in there. What do I hear?
There must not be anything here.
Here we go. April 23rd, 1694. That's near the end. This scroll contains more influence.
This must be Shaw's study.
This contains more influence than I initially perceived, for it is not merely power within, but corruption beyond my wildest imaginations. For each mark upon the land, a page could have been traced to its location, aligned to a person of power who handled fragments of the blasphemous tome. I have come to believe that the dark and destructive events that plague this land are not chronological rhythms paid a set motion, but the dark holds sway. Which is what it was. The illness that everybody went through the area was a feedback on the use of the parchment of power. Cauldron mixology, recipe book. Sometimes the look of the brew is more important to its effects than the taste. Fury totem, greater strength tonic. January 6th, 1694. I was wrong to let my heart linger on the thoughts of Lilith. She and her foul sister are worse than I could have imagined. She has even corrupted a man from my congregation to her cause. These women have more influence than that coven, even without their roots in this village. My congregation sighs, falters. I raise my hands to Chthon nightly, crying out for guidance.
How long did the Salem witches hide here before meeting their end?
There are 3 areas on the Abbey Grounds that we've been to, actually. The Witch Warrens.
She believes in our purpose. Autumn thinks otherwise.
Okay. Hunter's Journal. December 15th, 1711. The cold depths of winter challenge us all. I'm grateful for Agatha and her control of the elements, especially fire on these dark days. It's hard to believe that even with the threat of Lilith looming, that cold and hunger that can draw up so much of our energy. Agatha brings me to her altar to train now, and says that by the end of winter I will also be a master of the elements. I look forward to that day, if only to leave the snow behind us. There's a tarot card. The Hierophant. Professor X channels his power to raise the knowledge necessary to be shared with his pupils. He holds in his hands the key to understanding. This card represents guidance and wisdom from a teacher. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's done. Oh, I see there's a tarot card I have not gotten yet from the area of the elemental altar. I'm looking at my list. Okay. We got another mystery coming up. Journal of Hiram Shaw, August 2nd, 1694. August 2nd, 1694. It pains me to set these words to page, for my cause is righteous. Any admittance of weakness I find unfathomable, but I must tread with utmost care. The whispering specters intensify, testing my will at every turn. This page, I have come to realize that it is responsible for the corruption of not only the souls of man, but the destruction of entire civilizations throughout history. Today it is the people of Salem that suffer. So he realized what he'd been doing, but too late.
This ward is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool.
Well, I have to wake this man up. He went to bed. I feel so bad. No, I don't feel bad. Thank you. There was one other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to go back to her cottage. Since we've gone to everything here. I want to go back to her cottage. She's got glyphs as well. See, he's now there. I'm not going anywhere yet. I didn't click anything. Hello? Okay, let's do this too. You see we have that on the wall.
That is something.
Okay, so I made the symbol. There's a second set of symbols. Is triangle, like the guy's doing weightlifting. Looks like a weird radar looking boat. And looks like mists on a mountain. Okay. Now, I guess somebody didn't get any sleep and he went to the library. Yeah, that's it. Oh, see? I thought everybody went to bed. Even Carol's up. We haven't even done a hangout together.
Ah, Hunter, I was just admiring the collection. Someone spent a great deal of time piecing this library together. I hope you don't mind me, having a look around.
Of course not, Doctor. The library is an asset to us all.
I see I'm not the only one who's taken an interest in these works. You haven't been getting into anything precarious, I hope?
Well...
I have found something on the Abbey Grounds that I think you should see.
Oh, sounds mysterious. By all means, lead the way. I typically avoid venturing this far from the Abbey, especially at night.
Really?
It makes Tony nervous, you see. Knowing how selective the Sons can be, I'm honored to have been given this opportunity to join them.
You were saying about Tony being nervous?
Not in the I'm concerned about your personal well-being, Doctor, sense. I think he's actually more afraid of what might happen to my side of the forge without proper supervision.
Wait, you really thought
Which,
that...
to be fair, is a valid concern.
As if he was really worried about anybody.
And in most cases, I'm perfectly content to bide my time studying safely indoors.
Well, you could handle it.
But I'm sure there's nothing to fear with you by my side, Hunter.
Oh, no, I'll kick butt. He can kick bigger butt than me.
There's an unsettling air about this place.
Oh yeah, this is not good.
This church belonged to a preacher named Hiram Shaw. His influence turned Salem against its coven.
A charismatic personality and a fearful populace can do much evil together.
There was more to it than that.
Yes, I suspected as much.
It's funny having, like, somebody from the Abbey out and about like this. This is not unusual stuff for Strange. This is nothing.
You were right to bring this to my attention, Hunter.
I thought it resembled one of your wards of protection.
There's a reason for that. It's the same magic Wanda invoked in her attempts to protect the Sanctum. But what is it that you're chasing out here? These wards aren't something to toy with.
I will not know for sure until I get past this. Is there any way to dispel it?
Unfortunately, no. What good would the wards of protection be if they were so easily broken? But I have been wrong before, at least recently. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have conjured this here?
Well, you wouldn't because you'd never been here before.
Wanda spent a great deal of time out here, and she had the power.
She does have some experience with these spells, but why would she do that?
The only way I will know for sure is to find a way through to the other side.
I'll think on it and see if I can come up with some way to assist you, Hunter. For now, though, you'll have to be patient.
Oh, I thought he usually still hangs out here. As I recall in the past, he was still in the map over here. But that's not what I'm seeing. He probably went to bed. Oh, that's funny. Well, there's one area left that we have not pursued. These symbols and reveal. And it's time we did that. Well, there's two places, actually. One is in this area. Besides, didn't I just say we have something here? I thought we took care of the one that's in the back. Didn't we do this one? Yeah. Where in the elemental altar area would they have this? Anyway, the first place I wanted to go was here. Because now we've got the fairy rings mystery. Dun dun dun.
Clever. I wonder if there are more rings nearby.
Well, we won't know till we open these things up. Because we know there's more of them out there. Well, there's another place we can get a tarot deck. Tarot card. It's this.
The son of Gaia approves.
Here we go. First of all, we got a haven. The scenic pillar. The Hanged Man. Bucky is restrained by Hydra, but waits patiently for the right moment to break free from the prison in his world and his mind. This card represents letting go of that which cannot be controlled and adaptation. So, the Hanged Man. Done. Right now, anything else, except maybe one. I'm not 100% where that is, but there's, other than one, everything else is going to be opened up later that I can get cards from. But, why don't we just mark that we found one of these.
He sees our path.
I mean, with the elemental altar here, the question is, do we have this yet? Nope, not yet. It will be. It doesn't hurt to see if we can have a reveal on it.
Autumn does not answer.
I guess when the time comes, we'll have it. Now what else? Where else do we have things to reveal? We do want to go to Dreamer's Descent. There's certainly a few things over there we can use.
Autumn be praised.
Well, that explains why I don't get any herbs over there. That has to happen first. Kind of activates it. This one way on the end.
Autumn, show me the way.
I'm trying to think. Where else have I seen? I don't think we've had any more reveals in this area. don't believe the Witch Warren. This is one of the ones on the side. Not this one, but the one here. This is one of the ones in the painting. It doesn't help that hurt to check, but I don't think so.
Autumn must not see it that way.
So I think we're good for now. There are other commands that we're going to have to do that are going to open up other areas. For instance, those. So I think we're pretty much over. I don't think there's any new spots. And there are other areas that get revealed, and that's where we'll see other things like interrogation records, bones of the dead, that kind of thing. I do think, though, we have up here another one. This is the Hunter's Folly. I think we have something here to reveal. I mean, it certainly looks like a kind of place that you would reveal and have a, you know, right there a key. So
Autumn revealed all.
There you go. So I think we've done a great deal now. We had our first side mission, even if it wasn't really a side mission. We've acquired the second Elder God. Oh wait, there's one more thing. I know. Bear with me. We have a second set of symbols. Let's do them. Okay, okay, starting with that. And the Misty Mountain looking one. Ta-da! And then there's one more, and that's going to be a ways off as well. Once everything's opened up, we'll have a lot of access to solving the final of all these mysteries. Until then, that's what we got. So is Dr. Strange in the library? No. Actually, Agatha wants to talk, so let's talk to her. Oops.
Hey, you.
Hey. Yeah, he went back to bed, I guess. Agatha. Agatha, we can't talk if you're not gonna let me talk.
Never a dull moment.
Oh my god, look at all this. When you say never a dull moment, I didn't realize that there... Okay.
You said something earlier about the blood.
In a world full of mysteries, the blood have managed to remain even more mysterious than most. They were an ancient race, said to be born of the Elder Gods. As I understand it, they were very strict about maintaining their bloodline. That's probably why you don't hear about them very often. And yet, here you are, one of their direct descendants.
Oops.
Are there others?
It's quite possible. But even if there are, they might not even know it themselves. Somehow, I take comfort in that.
What they do not know cannot hurt them.
Indeed.
What do you know about the moon seals?
Presumably forged by the gods themselves, I like to think of a moon seal as both a lock and a key. With the right power, wielded by the right person, the energy of the seal is unleashed, creating a conduit to the Elder Gods.
And I am that right person?
Just another benefit of being descended from the blood. Lucky you, dear.
Thank you.
After our last battle, what happened to Lilith?
You were in the woods. You and your mother obviously came to blows. But we found no wounds, no evidence of what happened at all. A silent, deathly embrace between mother and child. We had hoped you would both find peace in the next life.
But she's not buried here?
No. We entrusted her to the Knights of Wondergore, the ancient protectors of your ancestral homeland in Transia. I don't think they ever expected to contend with an organization like Hydra, and I doubt Lilith spared any who survived her reawakening.
What would Wanda want with your altar?
What can I say? Some people have a curious, adventurous itch that just has to be scratched. I was one of them, and so was Wanda. Caretaker, not so much, but I see it again in you, Hunter.
So you encouraged her exploration?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? What good is being as powerful as we are if we're just going to spend all our time cooped up within these walls? What's the worst that could happen?
Don't ever ask that.
You got me there, dear.
Yeah, you might die, hey?
Where did the words of power come from?
While I often call them blessings or gifts of the old gods, the words of power are actually powerful invocations tuned to the unique energies found in descendants of the blood.
And Caretaker used the words as well?
Of course, dear. Sarah used the words of power on the Abbey Grounds just as you do today. Many of the areas you encounter that seem receptive to these spells are actually the result of Sarah's frequent undertakings.
What do you know about Transia?
Transia is your ancestral homeland, Hunter. The birthplace of Lilith and Caretaker. It has always been a sort of magical junction, drawing in every type of occultist, sorcerer, and even the occasional elder god. The Abbey Grounds still behave in much the same way, even after all this time.
And Wondergore?
Wondergore Mountain has always played a prominent role in whatever scheme was underway. Chthon himself is said to have created the Darkhold, deep within the caverns of the mountain.
What was Caretaker like when she was younger?
I'm sure it's difficult to remember now, but Sarah wasn't always the steadfast contrarian. In our younger days, she was much more enthusiastic about dashing off to save the day, not unlike some of our younger allies among the Suns.
That does not sound like the Caretaker we know and love.
Keep in mind, Hunter, Sarah has faced a great deal of loss in her time here. Everyone she ever cared about, in fact. I would say she's earned the right to be disagreeable, at the very least. She is a very strong woman. I'm not sure I would have held up as well given the same circumstances.
Who were the Knights of Wondergore?
Another mysterious group of heroes in a world full of mysterious groups. Of course, I'm no expert on Transian history. I do know that the Knights of Wondergore were formed as a response to the growing threat of Chthon's influence near the mountain.
What exactly did they do?
Hydra was hardly the first to dabble in chthonic schemes. Many have tried and failed to awaken the Dark God. Over the centuries, the Knights fought alongside a number of allies who stood against the various crazed worshippers of Chthon.
I also understand the Knights of Wundagore weren't necessarily human, but that's another story.
What can you tell me about Chthon?
One of the first Elder Gods, Chthon is said to have existed for tens of millions of years, well before the dawn of humanity on Earth. Believe it or not, he wasn't always the bastion of evil that we know today.
This story sounds familiar.
As the legend goes, the downfall of the old gods was actually brought upon by Chthon's brother Set, who found that by consuming his siblings, he could gain their power. After Set consumed Hypus, Chthon followed suit with the others, and in this way, many of the first gods also became the first demons.
And how did he come to be imprisoned on Earth?
In the same way Hydra has worked to restore Lilith, various cultists of the past sought to revive Chthon to wield his power. When Chthon failed to cooperate, these same cultists did the only thing they could. They locked him away again.
I have heard that Wanda's power comes from Chthon.
The way I understand it, as a child, Wanda and her family lived in Transia, not far from Mount Wundagore. Within that mountain, the dark god Chthon had long been imprisoned, his corruptive influence an ongoing threat to the people of Transia.
And Wanda was affected?
Whether Chthon reached out to Wanda, or he found her by chance, I can't say, but Wanda was blessed or cursed by Chthon, touched by the power of chaos magic. While he had hoped to make her some sort of acolyte, she proved to be more capable than even he foresaw.
You were there? At the witch trials?
Not initially, no. If I had been, I like to think I could have stopped them, before it was too late. I sensed something was wrong, and when the witches cried out in distress, I came to Salem as quickly as I could.
But Shaw had already committed his crimes against them?
Yes. It was a devastating discovery. And for the longest time, I blamed myself.
But you see now it was not your fault.
I've come to understand that we must accept the past and move on. But that doesn't mean I won't always carry that pain with me.
I know that feeling all too well.
I know. And I wish you didn't, dear. I really do.
Well, that was all educational. So I say now, we've been through everything. We've opened up a big chunk of the Abbey. Look at that map. So we've got most of the eastern portion. Not everything. There's areas here that are blocked. This whole area is missing. So, until then. And by the way, there is one area right in the Abbey we haven't been to yet, so maybe when that happens, maybe the tarot card that's still on the Abbey Grounds will be there. But not for tonight. It's going to be a while before we're going to be continuing the Hiram Shah mystery or getting another word of power. It's going to be a while. There's a lot more that has to progress in story before we continue, but we've certainly got some resources going. We've got very soon we're going to be restarting the Cauldron, and we have so many recipe books we can create our own special combat items and essence in the library in the Cauldron. So that's something to look forward to in a future stream. But until then, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed finding all this stuff, so if you play yourself, you'll know where everything is. And we've got a few mysteries in motion. Until next time, thank you and take care.